Welcome back. This is David Lucas with In the News. And today I asked a question. Why do we pay taxes? Okay, fundamentally we pay taxes because we have to. It's not something we want to do, and it's not something that's voluntary. We pay taxes because those taxes go to support our police, our firefighters, the roads that we travel on daily, public libraries, and public parks. Now, primarily federally, our taxpayer dollars are the primary resource for our federal government. That's important. So, what happens if we don't pay taxes? As Americans, if we don't pay taxes, our wages will be garnished. In some cases, we can be fined and we can be jailed for up to 5 years. Also, if we don't file our taxes correctly, we can still be penalized by the IRS. Okay, so now moving forward, now that we see that our taxes by law are non-negotiable, I want to ask you a question. Does the President of the United States have to pay taxes? And the answer to that question is yes, he does. The President of the United States has to file taxes properly, and he has to pay his taxes every year just like we do. Now, hypothetically, he's supposed to also present his tax papers before he becomes president, which this president in this year, since 2016, President Donald Trump has not presented his taxes, and his taxes stay in a debated, heated fight between the higher courts and the lower courts. And if you're waiting for him to present his taxes, do not hold your breath, because we're not going to see where his money comes from and where it goes. Donald Trump is not handing over those taxes, and the courts are not making him hand over those taxes. Now, what's the difference between Donald Trump and us? Is he a U.S. citizen? That's debatable. Yes, some people think he's Russian, but he's not. He's an American citizen. Are we citizens? Of course. Yes, we are. And we have to follow the laws. Not so much with Donald Trump. Donald Trump thinks he's above the law, and people are acting as though he's above the law. So that's debatable as well. Here's a protest. What would happen if we all stopped paying taxes? Now, wouldn't that be nice? If we could just all dream a dream and not have to pay taxes for the rest of our life, wouldn't most of us love that? Well, that's not the case. Now, the President of the United States may be exempt from paying taxes. He may be above the law. But that's not a protest that we can have, because we don't have that authority to stop paying our taxes. In fact, some of our taxes come right out of our paycheck every week, every bi-weekly or monthly payment that we get. Those taxes are taken automatically without question, and they go to our politicians and the government. Now, having said that, I have another question. Politicians get money from all over the place. Should they have to pay their taxes, and should those taxes be made public so that we can see them? Because wouldn't you like to know if a politician's votes have been paid for by Big Pharma or some of the huge corporations that have more money than you or I could give them? Wouldn't you want to know where that politician's money is coming from? I would. I'd like to know if their money is coming from Goya or Kraft or Nissan or Pfizer. I'd love to know that. Why? Because that means that that politician's votes can be paid for. And that politician has already taken sides with Big Pharma and big corporations. I bring up the taxes today because it relates to the stimulus package. The stimulus package is the second wave of payments that's supposed to go out to American citizens. As I've mentioned before, these are taxpayer dollars, and we are hoping for relief because millions of Americans around the country are out of work. They're out of work because of the pandemic, not by choice. Here again, as always, when a stimulus package is put forward and it's being debated over hot topics and one side fighting against the other, Democrats and Republicans battling out and negotiating. And now we also have Trump putting his, as always, 2 cents in. Well, now, as we are wanting to pay our bills and be responsible, what they want is they want an FBI building that's going to cost billions of dollars. What they want is they want new fighter jets. Now, here's my question. What does that have to do with me? What does that have to do with you? Why is it so hard for our government to give us some relief when we want it? Years ago, we bailed out banks. We bailed out airlines. We bailed out the CEOs of all these big giant corporations. But when we need a bailout, then it's a handout to them. Okay? And right now, they're battling over wanting a $2 billion building that has nothing to do with our payments to pay our bills and take care of our families. These are the questions I want to ask and present to you. Do you think that's fair that our government charge us penalties to give us money that we rightfully deserve, that we gave to them to be responsible to manage? This is what I want you to think about. Ask yourself that question and tag me in the comments. Let me know how you feel about that. Because I think our government needs to support us more than we support them. They work for us, and we need to start acting like it. This is David Lucas. I'll see you next time. Hello, this is David Lucas, and this is In the News. In the News is a commentary that I've created over different articles and news that I've watched around the world in the present week. If you like this content, I'd love for you to subscribe and follow me along my channel. Thank you so much for your support.